Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Three of Pentacles. You can hear my cat in the background as well. She might come in and say hi today. The Three of Pentacles, I feel like you are ready to get going. I feel like you've got your plan, you've got your resources, you've got everything you need. It's kind of like we're just looking around, double-checking everything, and we're just about to do it. Yeah, and I don't know what this is exactly. It could be a big project at work. It could be a big kind of personal project, personal development. Could be a spiritual thing. Could be a family thing. It could be a relationship. It could be taking something to the next level. But I feel like there's a real thoughtfulness almost. There's a real understanding of the intricacies of something. Like you know what it's going to require of you. Yeah, the blood, sweat, and tears, the commitment that it's going to take to get this accomplished. Yeah. Let's see a little bit more about that. All right, we're going to put that into some context. And we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Yeah, this is the initial push, right? And this, in some ways, this is you realizing how much work it is going to be, right? 10 of Wands right there. But we've got the High Priestess. This is your commitment. This is the fixed fire energy, the Prince of Wands, and a Prince of Cups. Interesting. You're willing to endure the fire in order to get that water, right? In order for because whatever this is that you're doing is really going to improve your life. It's going to further your purpose. And maybe it is that breakthrough. Maybe it's this fiery push, fire and earth, right? Pushing forward to reach that breakthrough. And then it's going to be smooth sailing from there. Right? But this is the buildup. This is where you've got to just buckle down and focus to reach this, breakthrough point, this critical mass. And then we're kind of in our best life, in this kind of flow where things are going to get a lot easier, right? Princess of Swords, interesting. The Death card, that is a good card. Also the Magician, wow. And the 10 of Cups. Yeah, see, it's this really it's like you're willing to endure the 10 of Wands in order to get the 10 of Cups. You've got to buckle down. Give this thing everything you've got. And then at the end, it's this breakthrough of happiness. It is just like keep pushing, and you're almost there. And once you get there, it's going to be so good. It's going to feel so wonderful. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card. Yeah. You'll have to excuse my voice today. I'm having some throat issues, as always here. Now, this is one random card from the Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot that we're just going to set down over here. We're going to put Alien, Simon, Mork, Ripley right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, so no peeking. But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay. So let's take a look. We've got quite a good mix of major arcana: High Priestess and a Tower, Magician and a Death card. And the Death card and the Tower both are talking about change. Like every card here is either a cause of or a product of change, right? So the Tower is a fast-acting change. It's ripping a Band-Aid right off. It's an explosion. It's a breakthrough. It's something that's finally unleashed, right? Critical mass, and then boom. And the death card is a little bit slower. It's a little bit gradual. It's the difference between like immediate gratification and something that kind of grows over the long term. If you think like stocks or something, right? You might want your big win gamble right now. Stocks are a long-term gamble. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't a financial reading by any means, but it's the difference between the Tower and the Death card. And it seems like in order to get our Tower, we need to really trust our intuition here. In order to get our long-term progress and change and evolution and growth, long-term growth, we need to be the Magician. You see, so one is more of an intuitive kind of yielding. This one's a little bit more receptive. This one's a little bit more active, right? This is kind of trusting in the hand of God, goddess, deity, guardian angel, spirit guides, ancestors, that sort of thing. Whereas the Magician is trusting in your abilities as they are guided by that same divine energy. See, so it's active and passive, right? It's kind of two sides of the same coin here. And I feel like to get this really big breakthrough win, you really have to trust in things. You've got to trust in yourself. You've got to trust in the universe and know that if you just give this thing 110%, whatever it is, you're going to reach this breakthrough and you're going to get that reward. This is like that really good feeling, right, that we want. And to me, it's not even about the feeling. This is really, with the Prince of Cups, this is about your authentic self breaking through. So what's that Tower moment really signifying? But your will, your divine essence kind of coming out and coming to the front of the picture here, coming to the foreground. Yeah, you're letting your authentic self out. And I think that this is really the primary significance of whatever work this is. You're reaching that breakthrough where it's like you're living in your best energy, and I think it feels really good. I think it is very rewarding, and I think it is also some easement after all of this fiery push. Yeah, it's the relief that comes afterwards and the flow and the happiness and joy that come after that, right? And we kind of see the same thing over here on the path of the Serpent, because we've got this change, slow progress. We want these major milestones. We want these big breakthrough moments and the relief and joy that come from those. But we're also focused on long-term goals, long-term happiness. And for that, we need the strategy, the genius of the Magician. This is the one that can see. This is the Magician is thinking, 20 steps ahead. Is planning for that long-term happiness and dream fulfillment, that dream life of that 10 of Cups. And that's how we get our long-term change. But see, we have the Princess of Swords down here, which is a little bit of this kind of skepticism, it's good. I mean, it's good to be skeptical, but it might be something that the success over here is very sudden and immediate. It's just you're blown up on the scene, right? And this, I think we had a similar reading for you yesterday. I think it was for Aries. It's a sudden, it's blown up suddenly, right? Is that sustainable in the long term? That's where we have a little bit of doubt. See, we've got our major arcana. We've got our fire. Yeah. We've got our water. We've got our air over here and our earth over here. You understand kind of what you're doing, and you understand how you're creating these breakthrough, big, blow up, leveling up kind of moments. You understand how to do that. The Three of Pentacles is understanding the process of creation, the process of change on the physical plane. And you know how to create those big, huge push, and then boom, you reach that goal, that success. It's amazing, right? So you understand how to create more moments like this. But for the long term, we've got this air energy. We've got the Princess of Swords for the long-term kind of path over here. And we're not so sure about this because this is something, again, it's long-term. You have to kind of extend your vision further out to really see kind of what will be. Yeah, it's easier to do in the short term. You say, well, if I do A, B, and C, then boom, I got it. But if I got to do all these things and everything has to come into alignment, see, when we're talking short term, a couple of things need to align and then bam, you got it. In the long term, it's a lot more things. Also, there's a scar on your hand, right? From something. I don't know if it's both hands or one hand. Spirit's showing me a scar on your hand. And I don't know if that's from the work that you do. Maybe you do something with your hands, some kind of, I don't know, construction or art, some kind of technical work, but you work with your hands. I feel like there's a scar there. Yeah. Anyway, the Ten of Wands, this is really giving it everything you've got. This is pushing more and more and more and more in it because you want it to explode, right? You want it to reach that critical mass where it just cannot contain anymore. And there's this breakthrough moment. It feels like it's something creative, something artistic, something financial as well. I don't know if maybe you're starting a YouTube channel or you're starting a business generally. And for this kind of immediate kind of blow up, you've got to put in a lot of work. A lot of work. And you know kind of what it's going to take. Like, let's say you're doing a grand opening and you want it to just be like spectacular. You understand with the Three of Pentacles too. You understand everything that has to go into that. You know how to create that kind of a success. But can you sustain it long term? That's the name of the game for you now. Okay. And with the High Priestess here, I do feel like you are you're trusting in yourself. You're trusting in your instinct, and maybe you have a long history of doing this kind of work and creating this kind of short-term major successes in the short term. So you're very confident in this part, but you're not so confident over here on this long-term thing. Yeah, because of that Princess of Swords. But maybe we can extend this intuition, this spiritual connection, this receptivity over to the long term as well. And understand too that the series of these kind of really huge milestones over time, consistently doing this is what's going to create our long-term success anyway. So it might really be like thinking long-term but acting in the short term. And trusting in spirit, trusting in your own spirit, your own divine energy. Yeah. I do feel like you were born to be a leader. And I don't know if there's some leadership aspect in this for you. You're leading the charge, you're leading others, maybe it's a team of people, maybe it's a family thing. But I feel like you are such a great leader because you don't assume that you know everything. You understand that there is guidance that you're trying to channel. Yeah. And so I think you're trying to keep yourself really tapped in with spirit. I feel like you're trying to really maintain your either your meditative practice or your routine of prayer and worship and that sort of thing. I feel like, and it's mostly internal. I don't know that you even have a physical practice. In the external world, I feel like you're trying to stay on schedule, doing your prayers and your meditations internally, which is where it really matters most, right? So I think that you're really focused on that. Also, who is the person that gave you flowers recently? Spirit showing me a hand presenting some flower. Maybe this is you kind of receiving some recognition or something for what you've done or for what you've accomplished. I don't know if it's supposed to be a future vision or if it's something that had already happened to you, but I feel like you were presented, it's like a bouquet of flowers that you're being given almost as a thank you gift or as like a form of recognition, not like a romantic way, but in a way of recognizing you for something. Yeah. Let's talk about the fire and water aspects here, because right now I feel like you are activating that Aries energy and you're trying to sustain this for that breakthrough, for that tower moment. Now the tower moments are always disruptive, they're always challenging, because with this is like great power comes great responsibility. This is a lot of success all at once, and the difficulty is of course sustaining it long term, but also dealing with like the aftermath, dealing with the residuals of this kind of immediate success. suddenly you blow up on the scene, or if this is a grand opening or something, or your YouTube channel really starts to blow up, right? There's a lot more things you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with like people trying to scam you, salespeople calling you for stuff. You're going to have to deal with a lot more influx of customers if this is a grand opening. But you've got this sustained energy that can continue to do this. This is almost like a repeating cycle here. And this repeating cycle has to be, it's being held up by Spirit. Spirit's holding this up for you. Okay? And you do have to trust in that. Yeah. Now, I do feel like I feel like you lost a person. I don't know if it's a brother. Did you lose your brother something when you were younger? I feel like there's somebody your age. It's a contemporary. It's a peer. Yeah. I feel it's a male energy, and I feel like you lost them to either like drugs or alcohol. And I feel like it feels like a sibling. Maybe it's a friend. I feel like it's someone that's close to you in age. Yeah. And I feel like it was a while back. Getting a B name for this person. I don't know if that's resonating, who that's resonating with. But I feel that they're somehow tied into this. Either the two of you had this idea back when you were kids, or you're kind of doing it like sort of in their name or in their memory a little bit, right? Or you still feel their presence with you, you still think about them, and it's still something that, you kind of, almost that you hope that they're seeing what you're accomplishing. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay. The Prince of Cups up here. This is what we want is some of this, a little bit of an easier life. You can't go 24/7, 365 pushing this hard. So it's like this breakthrough really does lead to the joy, the ease, the relaxing afterwards, right? This is the big push, and we have that big breakthrough, and then things settle down. You can breathe, you can relax, you can enjoy it, but then it's right back to work again. So this is the cycle that keeps on going. Yeah, it keeps repeating this over here, and I think this is really the name of the game for you, is this big push. And the Ten of Wands is reminding us too that, if we do this kind of extreme effort, we do have to rest and recover afterwards. We need that kind of, this is, if you're in a gym, and I think I used this metaphor yesterday too. If you're in the gym, you're lifting these weights, eventually your muscles will fail. You have to recover so that the next day you can go back and you can lift those weights to failure again. And, and that's how you make the long-term progress. Maybe this is nothing more than a fitness, a fitness plan for you. It could be. It could be. I like it. I might have to adopt this fitness plan for myself. But I think it has something, it has something more to it. It might be a fitness plan, yes. It might be your creative work. It might be your business work. I feel like this is how you're approaching life generally now. Yeah, through these periods of intense activity, the breakthrough, the rest, the recovery, and then right back at it again in whatever time frame. I don't know the timeline on these things, but and yeah, with the Ten of Wands too, I wonder if this was something I wonder if this contemporary that we're talking about with the B name, I wonder if they were supposed to be like a business partner, or if they were somebody where the two of you promised that one day you would do this together. Yeah, something like that. I feel that. But the Tower, it's very disruptive. It's also very kind of unexpected. It's like you're filling up a water balloon. You keep putting water in it. You don't know when it's going to pop. It's kind of like, you ever see that video on YouTube of that when people start putting rubber bands around a watermelon? Yeah, you put one on, stand back. I don't know what the record is, but they got like 50, 60 rubber bands on there. And then it explodes, but you don't know. And that's kind of like the Ten of Wands. You don't know if this push is going to do it. Nope. You've got to do a little bit more. Nope. You got to do a little bit more, and then it explodes. So we know it's going to happen, but we just don't know exactly when. And when it does, it always is going to like shock us. You have no choice but to flinch when it happens. And that's That's what the Tower is all about. It doesn't mean that it's a negative. People see the Tower, they think it's something negative that happens. Well, it could be that we are tearing down something that is limiting us. It could be that we're breaking through any kind of restriction, whether it's a belief system, whether it's our own defense mechanisms, our own habits or lifestyle choices, breaking through our own energy, letting our soul really kind of come out of, this encasement that it's in. And I feel like for you, it is something that is, it's pushing the boundaries. It's like breaking records, kind of. When you break a record, something breaks. It's a Tower moment, right? But it's a good thing. And it does have residual effects. It disappoints the person maybe whose record you broke. But it's generally considered like an accomplishment, right? The Tower energy is not always a negative card, but it is usually disruptive and kind of sudden. Well, let's go to the path of the Serpent now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. My cat's here too. Let's see if she wants to come and say hi. I don't know if she's gonna. You want to jump up here? You want to jump? Here she is. All right. Getting tangled up in my hair a little bit. Okay. The Princess of Swords. This, I think, is the realization that we aren't really sure. We're a little bit skeptical even of how this is going to work out long term. So this is like, let's say, a long-term fitness plan. It's where, well, we can lift the weights to failure every day and return to the gym and do it all over again. But the progress is so slow that on the day-to-day, we don't see our muscles growing, right? You don't wake up in the morning and they look obviously bigger, right? It's something that happens gradually over the long term. So there's a little bit of skepticism, and there might be moments where we say, yeah, this method that I'm doing, this cycle that I'm employing just doesn't seem to be working. Yeah. But the thing with the skeptic card, anyway, is that we try to hold off on our judgments until we really get all the data. And that's being a skeptic, not just like counting your chickens before they hatch, but then also not refusing to believe that chickens can even come out of those little white round things. So we're just waiting to see. It's like, okay, I'll take the eggs, I'll put them in the basket, and I'll do my best to make them hatch, and we'll see. Right now, I'm kind of skeptical. I'm not going to celebrate it until it happens. But I think that this is healthy. This keeps you with a good kind of a good head on your shoulders. So long as we are putting in this work, and maybe that we have some sort of a system established, some kind of, let's make some operational definitions here. What are we going to determine is our measurement of success? The Ten of Cups up here, it's kind of vague. It's water energy, right? How much cups, are enough? How full do they need to be? And what exactly do these look like for you? So we need some sort of a measurement of our happiness and our success. Yeah, and it's intuitive. Sure, we know when we feel happy, but in terms of the long-term success of what you're doing, we need a way to measure it. We need to kind of have a standard that we're looking for, right? Because that will satisfy the Princess of Swords. Needs some sort of data that we can measure, something that we can see and say, yeah, oh yeah, we are definitely making some good progress here. Long-term progress is looking nice. Yeah. You see on the day-to-day, or maybe this is monthly stuff over here, and then over here is the kind of the by decades, right, or by years. So we can easily see what's going on kind of week to week or month to month, but in terms of the whole year or decades or our life generally, right, like maybe we are, maybe we're planning for retirement. Maybe this is our career, and this is our long-term like retirement plan. If we can see it growing, if we have some kind of a standard that we're looking for, some sort of a measurement, then I think we can really be satisfied that we're making that progress, because it is slow. And there's that death card in the position of the environment. This is the slow but steady change in your life. And this could be that fitness plan, that retirement plan. This could be that long-term spiritual growth. This could be you really trying to make changes to society, right? Trying to change this world that we live in. And it's a slow, maybe this is political for you, I don't know. Spirit showing me turtles. Turtles will win the race. It's going to take them some time. You can't even really see them making any progress, but if you're looking at them, if you're staring at it every day, you're not going to see it. Check in with it once a week, once a month, once a year, and you see what you got going on, Like any kind of investment, really. If it's a physical investment in ourselves, if it's something in terms of a relationship or retirement or anything at all, really. Right? You turn away, you look back, it's going to be different. But if we're just staring at it, analyzing it minutely, we're not going to see the change. In fact, it probably will look like it's just chaos. It'll look like it is not working. Let the plan, let the program run. Come back a little while later and look at it again, and you'll see that you've made some progress. Like you're waiting for something to download, and it's been on 10% forever. And you're just staring at that little bar or whatever, and it's just still loading, still buffering, whatever. Go do something else, come back, it'll be like almost done. But if we're staring at it, it feels, and that's kind of the relative nature of time. Now, I don't know if time is relative or if time is any kind of absolute thing. I don't know anything about the kind of metaphysical reality of time. But I do know that depending on our perception, it either goes fast or slow, right? And we've all experienced that. Certain things we do make time go by fast. Certain things we do make time go by very slow. Yeah. But what we need for the long term, anyway, is this Magician card. And this, in some ways, is you confident in your own abilities. It's in the position of the difficulty. And I think since sometimes it's difficult for you to believe in your abilities, sometimes it's difficult for you to believe that you have all of the skills you need. And that you are, if there's something you don't know, if there's a skill you don't know, you can learn it. This is the card of science and learning and wisdom, medicine and healing and commerce, and really Mercury is the lord of everything. And that's the point, that you are capable of anything. But we have to believe that. We have to trust in that, and trust that if we ask, then we shall receive. And this is not us assuming that we already know how to do everything. I already know everything. I can do everything. I don't need any help. No, this is us realizing that being open and receptive to Spirit, we can gain everything that we need. We can learn everything that we need. That we are perfectly capable of absorbing new information, learning new skills, and making this thing work. Figuring out the strategy. Figuring out how to do this in the long term to get to our 10 of Cups. Because you are the magician, you're the ringmaster, this is your circus, okay? And the 10 of Cups, like I said, is it's the details of your picture-perfect, happiest life. Dream come true, wishes fulfilled. We've got to know what we're working toward. And this is a state of happiness, sure. But we need the vessel for this. This is a lot of water here. We need the cups to hold it. We need the earth in it, the pentacles. We need the vessels to hold this water. So we do need like a 10 of Pentacles. Maybe that'll be the mystery card. Yeah. Something to contain this. And that really means having a plan in the physical realm with details, with objectives, with milestones, with specifics that will contain this happiness, this water energy, this dream life. Manifesting it into the earth energy. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, alien. Gosh, compared to Tiny Bob Ross, this alien looks massive on the table now, doesn't it? Maybe we'll put them both together. They could be friends. Okay, I'm thinking earth energy. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Well, it's a Knight of Cups. All right. Well, It's not those physical details yet, but the Knight of Cups is the one that has the vision of the Ten of Cups. So this is perhaps what we need. Before we have the earth energy, before we get the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, maybe we need the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups, because it's the Knight, the fire energy within this element, that has the vision. What is the Knight of Cups looking at, or what is it traveling to, but the Ten of Cups? So the first thing we have to do is formulate in our soul, in our minds, imaginations, in our hearts, what is my dream life? What is this Ten of Cups feeling that I want? What kind of life do I want to feel? Right? And it's really similar to when we get a Ten of Pentacles and a Knight of Pentacles. That's the vision of your best life, the details, the physical part of it. This is more the emotional, intuitive, spiritual part of it that, of course, does need the vehicle or the vessel of the Pentacles. So the first thing to do is to know what this Ten of Cups is for you. You need to invoke that vision. Once you have that vision, then we can worry about the Pentacles. Okay? You've got to know what has meaning and value to you, what you want in your long-term future, before we figure out how to get that in the details, in the specifics. We kind of got to know what we want, how we feel, and what kind of experience we want for our future. Yeah. So we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to watch that, click up here in the corner, or there's a link down in the video description. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday. I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back, see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.